June.
I'm sorry.
June.
I jumped the gun a little bit here. June 29th, and we're meeting,
Are we recording, guys?
I just started it. Yeah, I started it.
did you get my date? Okay.
Yeah, I started right when you said start meeting. I started the recording.
June 29th at 9:45, starting a meeting, real estate commission meeting by Zoom. And let's start by somehow, let me see if I can, hello?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I just have something that says Zoom, just came across.
Morig. Oh, hi, Morig.
We see you here on our end.
I don't know what happened. Somebody wiped me out here.
We can hear you.
Before, and nobody could hear me, so I redialed.
Oh, hi, Marag.
Good morning.
Ben, I can see you, but I don't see you on the list now. Weird.
Nobody can see me, right?
I can.
We can all see you.
I can.
I just can't see anybody. Okay.
I can
I
hear
do
you.
not expect, I'm only phoning in. I am not using the Zoom photo.
All right.
Right.
I'm back on again. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right. So we have here, just to double check, Lana.
Yes.
Okay, me, Linda,
Yes.
Peter, Ted,
Yes.
Morik is not here.
Yes,
Marag is here.
He is here. Good. Excellent. So we have a quota. Okay, that's great. Mark called in. Kojanowski, am I correct?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Paulette, you still here? Paulette?
He's muted.
Muted. Paula,
I
you're
am
muted.
here. Sorry, I always mute myself so that there's not feedback.
Okay. All right, let's go over the minutes. Everybody had a chance
I'll
to.
move their adoption for purpose of discussion.
Oh, Warren's here. Okay, great.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
I have one comment. You know me. This is Lauren's first minutes, right?
Yes.
I had to find something on these minutes. And it took me all the way to the end where it said the next meeting will be in February.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Those are the original meeting.
Everything else was very good. Congratulations.
Maybe she meant February of 21.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
I
So it passes. All right, let's go through the agenda. First of all, Kelly, you're going to introduce the Jill Conklin.
Yes, I would like to.
Okay.
Jill is sitting right here with me. This is Jill Conklin. She came to us as how many years were you a broker? Well, salesperson and broker combined 39 years. 39 years experience, so she beats me out by quite a bit. She owned her own brokerage in Summers. Recently closed it to join us and comes to us with extreme knowledge. She's on the zoning board. Yeah. 20 years in Summers. She's been on the zoning board. So here, I'll have her just say a little bit about herself.
Well, as you know, my name is Jill. I started off as a licensed sales agent back in 1981, fresh out of high school, and have been a full-time agent, realtor, and a broker in around 2000, and then opened my own business in 2005. Small business, just like you probably call me a kid to broke, but work for, and find myself taking another path, but keeping my feet in the business, and really excited to start the new venture.
So I'm very happy to have her. She's been doing amazing with the training. It's a non-issue at all whatsoever. It's really just a matter of learning the department systems. So I think you guys are going to be in great. So my last day is July 30th.
Kind of sad.
We're excited.
Yeah.
It'll be a sad, well, a sad day for us, a happy day for you.
Thank you.
We'll miss you.
Thank you.
Well, Jill, we welcome you. Looking forward to working with you. And I'm sure good things are going to happen here.
Great.
Okay. Broker applicant, Kim Cho, is it? Pronounced, Kelly?
Kim, gotta do Kim first. I'm gonna put her.
This is the broker applicant. Who's asking for
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking for.
So right now I'm licensed as a salesperson, and I would like to get the ball rolling and be able to start completing the coursework to get licensed as a broker. And I initially took my pre-licensing coursework in Rhode Island back in 2016, and I've been licensed in Connecticut since 2017. And so I'd like to please request to see if I can have a waiver for the Connecticut PNP in lieu of that I've taken the Rhode Island 45 hours, and I've been practicing in Connecticut for over 3 years now.
Okay. So you've never taken any hours in Connecticut for your PNP, am I correct?
No, because I got licensed first in Rhode Island, and then I applied for Connecticut through reciprocal.
Yeah.
I've completed the Connecticut continuing education. I just didn't take the 60 hour.
Right. We've actually had several people over the years have come to us for this similar thing. Most of them had 30 hours of Connecticut.
Okay.
And were denied and had to take the 60 hours. Does anybody have any questions regarding this? By the way, I read your letters. They're very supportive of you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm very grateful.
Any questions from any commissioners? Any
And
discussions?
what we've done in the past?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can you tell us what we've done in the past with these?
I'm sorry.
I can't.
Can't hear you.
Can you repeat your question, Ted, just a little louder?
I was just wondering what we've done in the past in terms of these applications.
So it's a question for the commission. It sounds like he's asking, what have you guys done in the past when you get these applications?
Kelly?
Oh,
You're muted.
I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness gracious.
Here we go.
In the past, I would agree, I mean, each one, as you know, is on a individual basis. You have to take each one individually. I do believe, and recently there were a few that you did approve, but I will say they were mostly folks that have been licensed for a very long time. I can't tell you, what to do. She had some very good support letters, but I do agree with you that the law portion, the law portion was never taken. And unfortunately, there is no course, there is no breakout. Like Ben said, some people came to us and took 30 hours, meaning they took 30 hours of PMP way back in the day when that was the requirement, and they've been licensed for like 30 years. That's why they only took 30 hours. In this situation, the PMP wasn't taken at all. You know, so I mean, I don't know. It's a tough call. I obviously can't tell you guys what to do, but in the past, in this situation, I do believe that you've, you know, required people to take the 60-hour course. But in the past, I've not seen an application with the court letters and things that she has. So it's, you know, it's totally the ball's in your court as the commission. But to answer your question, that's the answer.
I don't believe we ever had a reciprocal though applicant as, I can't ever remember. Am I right?
I think you are correct. I don't think it was a reciprocal. I think the
That's
the
correct.
ones that I'm thinking of that most recently you approved was someone that took the 30-hour many years ago and wanted to waive having to retake it as a 60-hour. But again, I haven't looked back. That is just from my recollection. So, you know.
Yeah, I don't believe we've ever had a reciprocal request on that. And I mean, and a lot of the experience she states for, you know, her 3 or 3.5 years is experience any agent in, you know, in Connecticut would have during that period of time. I don't see it as anything, you know, anything different for the most part for, you know, people that work this business full time.
Yeah, that was my feeling as well, that really what it doesn't cover is the brokerage, managing other people, being legally responsible for the actions of other people. Where I've seen us waive it is when I've seen it in a case where we have an attorney who's done, you know, a lot of legal work within the real estate area, and they've done, you know, one of the PNPs, but they've asked us to waive the other, something like that.
Kim, can I ask you what your objection is to taking this? Is it time, or because it seems like it would enhance your knowledge to take it?
So the reason is because I understand that there's a lot of additional broker-specific coursework ahead. And so my goal and intention is so that I can get started learning the broker side of it. And if I may add, throughout this time, I have lived in Connecticut, and the majority of the transactions I have done have been in Connecticut. And so it's not for a lack of not wanting to learn material that I do not yet know, that I believe is in the PNP. It's that I would like to get started learning what I do not yet know, which is in the broker side of it. So yes, in a way, it is not the time aspect so that I can start getting started on the broker coursework. And because I do understand, like when I first sought out to consider this avenue, it was my understanding that there weren't any clear set instructions for how reciprocal applicants can attempt to get their broker license in Connecticut when they first were licensed in another state. And it was my understanding then that the simplest path would be for me to do my broker work in Rhode Island since I had already completed their PNP. But because I do live in Connecticut and this is my primary focus for doing business in Connecticut, that's why I would like to be able to first get licensed broker-wise in Connecticut rather than doing Rhode Island and then typical. That way I can learn the specific Connecticut broker information. Does that help explain?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from?
I wanted a clarification because I think I'm confused. I thought that the goal was to get out of the broker training. So if I'm not misunderstanding, what I believe that Ms. Chow is saying is that, correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, that you already have completed salesperson training in Rhode Island and you simply want the reciprocal salesperson class to be, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
That you want credit for the salesperson class that you took, which, you know, I haven't taken Rhode Island. I took Massachusetts. It was similar.
The problem, Peter, is that the reason these have to come before the commission is because
when you come reciprocally, as you know, from another state, you have not taken any education related to the Connecticut, education. And you also didn't take an exam to get the license. So you've not even passed the Connecticut licensing exam. So I don't know, I guess maybe the question is, why, if you're a Connecticut resident, why was the course taken out of state?
So to answer your question, Kelly, when I took my pre-licensing, I lived very close to Rhode Island. I lived in Pawcatuck, in Connecticut. And when I decided that I finally wanted to pursue real estate, it just happened that I had looked into seeing when Connecticut had their pre-licensing courses, and I believe I just missed when one had already started. And so the next available date was one in Rhode Island, which was just 15 minutes, possibly even like 10 minutes from where I live. So that's how come I did end up taking it in Rhode Island, knowing that I could reciprocal in Connecticut, the state that I lived in. I didn't at that time anticipate that I would eventually move over to Westbrook, which is further away from Rhode Island, and that it would present this hiccup when it came to advancing in real estate.
Thank you.
I think one of the key words is that, as Peter's mentioned, similar. So you haven't taken, I have a little trouble that although Rhode Island is similar, it's still not Connecticut. There are certain things, some things, yes, it's very similar, but it's not exactly Connecticut. I don't think so. But anyhow, any other questions?
Can I ask about, we're talking about 60 hours. What about 30? Because can it be done in 30 hours?
No.
Does that help or not?
There is no 30, Ted.
I know, but can you take?
Is it possible?
There's no way for them to break it up. It's the only class that's offered is 60.
But I think
Is it
original, way back, I think there was 30, wasn't it?
Oh, way back in 04, it was 30. And then in October of 04, it changed to 60, and we allowed folks to just take an additional 30. But then once we went to a full, the new 60-hour course that we wrote, 30 and 30 is no longer allowed. So even somebody that applied with 30 and 30 would have to come before the commission because they'd have to retake the 60 unless it was waived.
Is it possible for Ms. Chow to take a test only on the Connecticut portion and to demonstrate that she has that capability?
That's not, Paulette can chime in, but I don't believe that's in the commission's purview to be able to do that. If you read, the regulation or the law, the commission has the right to waive based on education and or experience. They don't have the right to say, because basically what you're doing then is you're waiving.
Thank you.
Okay, are we ready for the vote? Any other questions? Okay.
One last question. How much of what is missed in the salesperson P&P will really be picked up, the Connecticut specific, in the broker training that Ms. Chow is, wants to enter?
Broker courses are pretty much broker related. What she missed is the overall Connecticut portion of the P&P.
That's a little bit though, Kelly, isn't it? On individual, how much you're going to pick up? It's how you pick it up on an individual basis. Our main thing is we want to be consistent as much as we can here, and we have in the past. All right, ready to make a motion? I'm looking for a motion from someone, please.
I move to allow what's the word I'm looking for? To to
Accept or
accept
reject?
Rhode Island as her PNP 60-hour class.
You're looking for what now? I'm sorry.
To accept Ms. Chow's 45 hours as our 60-hour Connecticut salesperson class. I move to waive the requirement of the salesperson class for Ms. Chow.
I would amend that, Peter, because it's not a salesperson class. It's a 60-hour principles and practices of real estate course that's required to get a broker's license or a salesperson's license. So I would just have, that amended in the minutes, just to be
I
clear.
amended it as Kelly said.
Okay, we can amend that motion. Someone else want to second it? No seconds. Okay, let's make another motion then.
I make a motion to deny the, I'm trying to look at request. Okay, let me start again. I make a motion to deny the request of a waiver for the 60-hour PMP for a broker license.
Second.
Does that work for you, Kelly?
Yes, it does, Linda.
Okay.
We have a second from Ted, I heard. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Discussion? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose?
Which motion are we voting on?
The only one we have.
Rejecting,
Oh, I thought we
rejecting the
had
request.
rejecting. Okay, I oppose.
Okay. All in favor except Peter. Peter, you oppose, am I correct? Okay.
Yes. May I just tell Kim, I think I can speak for the rest of us that we welcome you to Connecticut and hope you have a very successful career here.
Oh, thank you.
And Tim, I just want to let you know that, the PMP is now, when you originally were looking to take it, it could not be taken any other way but in a classroom setting. It is now available to be taken live virtually. So you can email me if you'd like me to send you, the list of some schools that offer it live virtually, because that might be better for you, because the courses are offered much more frequently now that it's live virtual.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me and considering my request.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you. I just want to formally, I don't think I said it's been denied. The request has been denied.
Okay.
Put on record, okay? And thank you so much, Kim, for coming.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you, everyone.
Wish you the
Good
best.
luck.
Thank you.
Okay, the next is Mark Trzanowski, request for reinstatement of broker's license. Paulette, I think you wanted to say something?
Yes, I do. So I just want to summarize because it's been a while. So I just want to make sure that everyone has the background as to why we're here at this juncture. So November 28th, 2018, there was a hearing in which Mr. Trojanowski did not appear, but the hearing was still held, and the commission had revoked his real estate broker license and had required a civil penalty of $2,000. So February 5th of 2020, Mr. Trojanowski came before the commission to request reinstatement of his broker license. And at that time, he had not complied with the final decision and order, which was to pay the $2,000. And so he did make a payment May 28th, 20 of the $2,000 civil penalty. And so now he has come back before the commission because in the minutes that was just approved, the commission had said upon following the order, Mr. Trojanowski can come back to the commission for further review. So he's here now for further review with his request for reinstatement of his broker license.
Mr. Trzanowski, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Any questions from the commission?
Well, I'd only add that when I was there in February, you also asked that I show proof of payment, which I did provide to Paulette. I made there was never any funds that were held from this client. The payment was made back in March of 2016 when I ceased managing the property. So there was never any discrepancy or malfeasance, and that I also mentioned during the February 20th meeting that I was very upset with this circumstance to the point that I was in a depressed state, and so consequently I made a mistake not attending that meeting, because I know that once I showed proof of this, and the payment, as you'll see, is a deposit slip with the client's name on the deposit slip, that there was really nothing that was awry here, except for the mistake that I made not going to the meeting.
Okay, from the commission, any questions though? For Mr.
One question, that is for the department. Do they agree that all the funds have been made back to the right parties?
There was never a requirement for him to reimburse as part of the final decision and order. It was just a civil penalty. So the department has no position on that, because it was not a requirement of the final decision and order. Typically, when we have cases in which a person is claiming that money is owed to them by a licensee, the department would recommend to the person to go to small claims court, and if they get a judgment, then come back to the department and apply for reimbursement through the guarantee fund. And so we never received anything from the complainant with respect to a final judgment. But going back to your question, Ted, the answer is that there was no requirement under the final decision and order for there to be a reimbursement. And I don't believe that in our statutes we have that authority to, I don't believe, but I'd have to double check. But it doesn't matter, because it was not part of the final decision and order.
Right, thank you, Paul. I would add that it did come up in the meeting. I don't know if that was an additional requirement, but in any event, for my own personal peace of mind, I wanted happily to show that payment was made, and where there was never any discrepancy as far as any funds. The only thing that's changed is that you paid the $2,000 since February? Well, that's what the requirement was. That's why I came before the meeting, because it was a little unclear to me initially what the requirements might be. So in the February 20th meeting, the payment certainly for the penalty was a requirement. And then during that meeting, someone had mentioned verification that the client was made whole. So I didn't read the decision. I didn't have the decision in front of me, so I just assumed and provided that information anyway.
So the order was $2,000 within a reasonable time. So this was signed on November 28th. And I'm sorry, when did you make the payment? What date?
And having a little trouble hearing you.
Okay. Did you when was the when was the payment made? Just curious. Copy of that. The $2,000. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Are you asking me? Are you asking?
Kelly?
Oh.
Yeah.
I can answer that. The payment was received by the department on May 28th of this year.
I'm sorry, Ben, I didn't know you were asking me. I didn't have that
That's
information.
okay.
Paulette does.
I guess the question I was saying is that, he was supposed to pay it within reasonable time. So that was from November 18th, 2018 to May. That's a little far from reasonable time. Do you agree, Mark?
No, because I had addressed in December of 2018, which would have been the following month of that meeting. I sent a letter and addressed to the commission, and followed up with another letter in January and February. And in trying to address the matter, and I don't think that it was made clear to me. And as I said, I came to the meeting on February 20th of this year because that to me wasn't clear as to a timing issue. I was more concerned about my reputation as a broker, and I tried to get into the meeting, and they said I was rejected. They said, no, you can't, we're not accepting any more information. So in that process, and I don't recall ever seeing in the order that anything regarding a timely fashion. As a matter of fact, someone along the way had mentioned to me that I could not even reapply for 1 year. I don't know where I heard that or who actually said that. So, I mean, had I been able to get into a meeting, I would have made the payment back in 2019. Right after my letter from the commission came to me around December of 2018. So, and I responded to that letter, and as I said, with a follow-up letter in January of 2019, 2018, December 2018, and I followed up with a January 2019 letter and a February 2019 letter.
So this is Paul. Let me just clarify something just from the decision, Ben. I don't think that that's correct how you're reading it. Within a reasonable time is referring to that part of the statute that says that a person must remit monies owed to someone within a reasonable time. The $2,000, there's no reasonable time for that $2,000 civil penalty payment. And with respect to what Mr. Trojanowski is expressing, so he did contact the department requesting a reconsideration of the final decision, and that was denied, the request for reconsideration. And it was explained to him that an individual cannot come and request for reinstatement of a license. It has, if it's been revoked, they have to wait a period of a year, and that's why he was not able to come before the commission sooner than that, because the statute disallows that.
I have a question, which is, it seems that whatever potential victim there was, if there was a victim, has been made whole and the fine has been paid. Are there any other people who've been harmed? Are there any other consumers that have been harmed in this, or are those matters put to bed?
Our investigation, our case against Mr. Trojanowski is complete, so we don't have anything.
Nothing's outstanding. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Good.
Okay, so Paul, you're saying that regarding this on the order here, there's no time for anyone to pay?
Unfortunately, that was not put into the order, and I know that going forward in the future, we're being very careful that decisions do have a period of time in which we are requesting that payment is made, but this order does not.
Okay.
I have a question to Kelly. As I remember in review of the documents that were sent to us, there was repeated emails that were not responded to that you sent to Mr. Trojanowski. Is that correct?
That's correct. That
How
was
long
no-
a period was that, Kelly?
I don't recall. It was all part of the formal hearing. You are correct, but I don't want to misstate because I don't know off the top of my head.
And the other thing I'd like to say, Mr. Trojanowski, is as I remember the last time you came before us, you came to have your license reinstated. That was the primary reason for us, for you being present at that meeting, not what I heard you just tell us was your reason for being there.
I'm not clear what you're saying.
I'm saying that we had to remind you that you had not paid your fine, that you came to us for reinstatement only that day, and you were remiss when you came before us, that you had not fulfilled your obligations as required by the DCP?
Well, I wouldn't say that I was remiss. That was an attempt to try to find out what, in fact, was needed to get the ball rolling to reinstate the license. Because, as I said earlier, even in that meeting on February 20th, there was this discussion about proof of making the client whole. So, therefore, that meeting on February 20th was to certainly request the license to be returned, but also to determine what in fact would be the requirements, because it is very confusing. And, I don't see that not making the payment in a timely fashion as a transgression when there's other issues that may be out there that have to be addressed. So I was trying to consolidate the whole situation. And as I said earlier, had I been able to have a meeting, I could have paid this certainly in early of 2019. So that was not an intention to flaunt the authority of the commission or to try to, stall for more time. Because as I said, I did attempt multiple times to try to resolve this in 2018, in December, and 2019.
Excuse me, but as I recall, at that meeting, you indicated to us you were not prepared at that time to pay the fine, that you were having some financial difficulty and that you would need a little more time. So I don't know that you say that you would have paid it earlier, if you will recall having said that to us at the last meeting.
I do recall that, and in fact, the person, I believe it was a woman who said that was on the commission, and said, well, why don't you go pay the fine right now? Well, I wasn't prepared to pay it right at that moment. And likewise, had I known what in fact the requirements were to resolve the matter, I would have prepared and paid it earlier in any event.
I think I recall that also you indicated that that you about paying, you wanted to see if you were going to get your license before you paid the fine. I think.
Well, let me clarify that. What I had said to you is that there was no direction in the fine or the order, as I understood it, that you have to go and pay the fine first before you go to the meeting, or you pay or you can go to the meeting and pay the fine later. So that's just a matter of lack of clarity on on what I needed to do to take care of it. And I wanted to go to the meeting in February to in fact determine what the actual requirements were, because. And that was the primary. I didn't expect everyone to, I knew that there was a fine, but I didn't expect, everybody to say, okay, great, come on back into the fold and everything. Certainly I expected everyone to have questions. But my concern was that there seemed to be multiple answers for what was required. So going to the meeting in February clarified what I needed to know.
I just looked through the documents that we were provided before the meeting, and it appears that Ms. Harvey tried to get in touch with you May 2017 by email and continued to do so. And you were invited in around May 2018 to a compliance meeting also, none of which you responded to. So for a whole year, you chose not to respond to the Department of Consumer Protection. So to me, that's that's thumbing your nose at the commission.
Okay,
And
can
the
I just,
Department of Consumer Protection.
can I just say, like, just for us to get back on track, I mean, all of that happened, yes, but that was prior to the hearing in which a decision was made. So I think we're in a different posture right now that the commission has to decide what they're going to do about his license. So.
Excuse me, who's speaking
This
now?
is Paulette. This is Paulette.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. So all of that was in the complaint about him not responding to Kelly. And so we're past that point right now because we made a decision, the commission, I should say, made a decision to revoke his license based on all that information, him not responding to the department and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know that that is relevant.
I accept that, Paulette. But
What's
what I think we have to take everything in total as far as whether we reinstate. And I think that's part of the in total that we have to consider with behavior patterns and of Mr. Trojanowski.
That doesn't create a pattern as far as I'm concerned, because it's not, I could not bring a case. I could not bring a case against someone for not responding to the department. So I think there are bigger things for discussion, and is that case is over. So whatever you typically would discuss in terms of should this person hold a license and why or why not should this person hold a license.
And I might add to that, thank you, Paulette. I might add to that this is my livelihood. I'm a 35-year broker as well, okay? And I've been involved on the state level and local and so forth. And I might add that, I have already paid a price for the mistake that I made not going to the November 18 meeting. So I don't know how long the punishment needs to be administered. I'm paying $2,000, okay? Plus, I haven't been able to operate as a broker since 2018. And, this is a livelihood for me. This is not, a question of whether, I like blue or I like green. This is my livelihood. This is what I do to make a living. Since 2009, due to the market conditions, I have alternatively been teaching school. So, I'm busy teaching school and involved in a lot of things, trying to make a living. So, I mean, when you say that, this is a pattern, I have a 35-year pattern of, working in the community. So, I think that, people do make mistakes, and, this is one I made, but I paid $2,000 for it, and I've lost the ability to operate, for 18 months. So, whether you want to say I didn't give Kelly a call back at this time or that time, that's fine. But how much punishment am I supposed to, receive for what has happened here?
Just for clarification, Mr. Trojanowski, your license wasn't revoked because you didn't appear at the hearing. It was based on the merits of the case that was before the commission. So just so that you understand that. There was merits that were decided and not because you didn't show up.
Well, okay. I understand that. I understand, the rationale there. Okay. And I mean, I have to, as I said, if you want to discuss the merits, the proof is that I gave the woman her money back in 2016 when this happened. So, to say that that someone has been harmed, that in fact didn't happen. So, if that's the reason why, then we're in a different situation now. Now that you know that, now that you see the receipt that I provided.
Please understand, a decision was made by the commission that you violated the law. And that's where their starting point. That's where we are right now. The decision was made that you violated the law. And our statute says that, you know, it's within the commission's discretion, because your license was revoked permanently. It's within their discretion to determine whether or not you should continue to hold a license. So that's a discussion, you know, you can state whatever it is or answer whatever questions they have, but that's a decision that they're deciding today.
I understand that. I understand that. You know, obviously in that decision, you know, you need to know what the background of it is in order to make, you know, what I would consider a fair decision. Obviously, I didn't go to that meeting on the 18th, so in 2018, so, you know, obviously I never stated my case. And now we're at a point where, you know, I've gone through a period where the commission has, you know, assessed a penalty, and I paid it. And verbally in the February 20th meeting, the commission, someone asked me, you know, show proof that you paid you know, the client. I provided that. Okay. I provided, you know, I have been without an income. I mean, you know, well, as I said before, how much do I have to atone for, you know, the mistake? And in fact, if you believe that I violated the law, you know, I'm not sure what law that is, because I mean, I'm not sure you know, what you're saying the law is. I know what the law is, but I'm saying that you know, the client was made whole. The only violation I did was the law in terms of not presenting my case and showing up for that meeting. That's the way I interpret it. And I'm willing to, and I obviously willing to, you know, I paid the fee, and I've had the loss of income for this period of time, 18 months. And but other than that, you know, there's no issue with the client. There's no issue with other clients. So I think that that is part of the whole decision-making process.
Mr. Chairman, may I make a motion? Are we prepared for that?
I got it beforehand. I want to know, is your continuing ed up? Have you done the continuing ed?
No, it is not. I applied for it, and I've already started to do that. And certainly, you can make you know, that's certainly a requirement. I think I've got I did online about 6 of the 12 hours that we need.
Yeah, Ben, he wouldn't,
Just 1 second.
you're today just deciding on whether you're going to allow him to reinstate a license. In order for reinstatement to actually happen, one of the requirements will be that he prove that he's completed continuing education. So that doesn't need to be the commission's worry, because by law he can't get a license reinstated if he doesn't show that he completed it.
Yeah. Well, you had a lot of downtime to get that completed. I'm surprised you haven't got it done.
Well, no, because up until March, you know, I've been teaching at the state vocational schools since 2016, and so up until March 20th, 21st, when the COVID thing started, you know, I'm busy now. I do have the time, you know, so certainly I can go ahead and do that. I mean, this is my primary focus at this point. You know, this meeting and you know, the okay to get the license, and I can certainly complete that within you know, probably 2 days' time, because I've already gone through half of it already.
Okay.
Ready for me now, Mr. Chairman?
Any other questions though before we make a motion? Okay.
Yeah, I'm struggling to see the harm. So for that reason, I make a motion to reinstate Mr. Trojanowski's license.
Looking for a second. Looking for a second. Everybody understand what the motion was? The motion was to the applicant for reinstatement, allowing the reinstatement of the license. No second. New motion, please.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead.
It seems that there are members on the board that are opposed to the reinstatement, and I would just like to know what the rationale is after someone does, pays their price to society, quote unquote. What is the rationale? I mean, for among the commission members as to, not letting someone go and proceed to pursue their livelihood.
We've asked you the questions. This is a decision we're making right now, based on the information that you provided us.
Excuse me. Apparently Lana is muted. Can, Lauren, can you unmute Lana? Yes.
And Lana she came through a phone number, correct?
Yes. She's not being heard apparently.
No.
She's 203-755-8486.
Look, you see, I don't see her on the list. I wonder if
It wasn't.
she was.
Yes.
Sometimes, computers, I don't know if it got disconnected.
Hang on, I'm
She
telling
was
her
on
now.
the list. Not there now.
I'm asking her if she can hear us.
Can you hear us?
I'm asking her, hold on.
I do
She went
have,
back, she said she went back to her tablet.
Okay.
Yes, she can hear us,
okay.
but we can't hear her.
I do have a text from her,
Yes, me too.
and she has second.
But I think she needs to put it on the record verbally, doesn't she, Paula?
Let's do the,
You're muted,
It's on the
Paula.
Galaxy, her tablet?
He can read it. Ben can read her response if we can't hear her. It's still
Yes,
valid.
it's a Galaxy.
There we go.
Okay. I let the Galaxy comes in as a Beth allowed to talk, so.
There we go.
Okay,
There you are, Lana.
okay, yes, I second the motion that Peter made.
you're seconding it. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right, any discussions? Any more discussions about it?
I'd love to briefly mention a few things, if I might,
Excuse me?
which is, once again, I struggle.
What?
You're muted.
Also, what I've seen is that Mr. Trojanowski has complied. He complied with the DCP's orders. There was something in the past. I was in that meeting where he didn't show up. We didn't see his side of the story at that point. But really, whatever harm there was to a consumer has been handled, and the DCP order to pay the
No,
$1,000 has been handled. So I can't see a reason not to reinstate Mr. Trojanowski based on what's before me.
Well, I think that's why you're making a motion. You made the motion.
That's right.
Correct?
That's the discussion on it, yes.
Okay. I'm going to repeat it again, okay? Repeat your motion again, please, and I'll have it and ask for a second, just to make sure, only because of the clarity.
Sorry. I move to reinstate Mr. Trojanowski's license.
Second,
Second,
discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
How many ayes do I get? Okay. Peter?
I'm one of them. Peter's one.
Peter, yeah.
Lana's one.
Anna? Any others?
We did have one other, Chairman Constantine. We had one other.
There was another what? Who was the other?
Another.
It was Lana. It's you and Lana, Peter.
I have Lana.
Okay.
I already have Lana. So Peter,
Okay, thank you.
Motion is declined.
Ben, you should ask who's opposed.
You are.
I know, but I think you need to ask for people who are opposed or abstain.
I have, okay. Oppose?
Aye.
Okay.
Was Morag voting on that?
Yes. I voted no.
And Ben, what's your vote?
It's not a tie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I can only vote with a tie. It's not a tie.
Okay, I see.
Okay. So the motion is declined for the reinstatement of license.
Okay, so where does one go from here? Because obviously there are members of the commission that feel that I have not been punished enough, so they, for whatever reason, feel that that this is that I shouldn't be relicensed. So, what is my option now? Because I don't think this is right.
I believe you can. I believe you can request an appeal. I'll have to send you a letter with the information on it, an appeal to the department. I believe that's the next step.
Okay. All right. Okay, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right, regarding the say, was that it?
There's an attendee, Ken Watson, who wants to speak to the commission, stating that on May 31st, I would like to pay the $321 to reinstate. We'd like to talk to the commission. What? There's a Ken Walston as an attendee who's been chatting with me and raising the hand to speak with the commission. I asked to ask what the question is. The question is, this Ken Walston, I'm asking that the PSI portion be waived.
I don't know what the PSI portion is.
It would be the test.
Yeah.
I think
No. If he wasn't on the agenda, I have no idea. We'd have to research his.
Correct.
I have no idea.
I will tell him, chat back.
And I don't think it's anything that, it's not anything that's going to go before the commission immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got to go through licensing services.
Yeah. Okay, good.
dcp.licenseservices@ct.gov is who we should be contacting.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Kelly.
Mhm.
Any comments or concerns of any person present today? Anything you want to bring up at this time? Past, present, future?
Next meeting, do we know? Or as needed?
I don't know. What is, I'm not sure what the regs are, what's going on with the department. Are you all in now? Do we have meetings? What are they saying? No, Kelly?
I'm the only one. Well, Paulette's here too today. Me, Paulette, and Jill. Very few people in, and they don't want us in frequently. I'm coming in because it's the only way to train Jill, but they don't want people in frequently.
What are other commissions doing?
Everybody's holding their virtual meetings. We are starting up hearings virtually, so everything is moving forward, but just online.
I see. Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. We do need one more thing to add to the agenda. I forgot. Jill needs to ask her license be put in abeyance until such time that she's no longer with the department.
By the way, that's been a practice in the past. This is nothing unusual. Right, Kelly?
That's correct.
Okay. So we want to vote on that? Make a motion?
Make the motion.
be held in abeyance while she is working for the state of Connecticut.
Second.
It's on, basically, it's on, when it goes on, it's on the shelf.
Yeah. And I'll put a note in the system and, you know, note today's date because it'll be in the minutes. And then, oh gosh, I thought I had one more.
Vote on that needed.
Excuse me, we haven't voted on this. We have a motion, a second, but no vote yet.
Oh. Okay, I want to know, hello? Can
Hello.
anybody hear me? Kelly?
Yeah.
I just want a little bit more about this. Once, does she still have to do continuing ed?
No, because
No.
she'll help write the course. That was the other thing. Yeah. We'll go over that after you guys vote.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? It passes. All right, Jill, so we're going to, I'm not quite sure though, is there anything she has to do?
No.
What? Nothing, okay.
So what I do is I know, as I said, the date of the meeting minutes in the e-license system so that when she does want to reinstate, just as it's in the system for me, she can do so upon departure from the department without having, she just pays the fee that's due for that year's license. And then moving forward, yeah, you know, you have to do CE and all that stuff.
Okay. All right.
And then, so with that being said, when I said no, she doesn't have to do CE, number one, she doesn't have a license, so she doesn't have to do it. But also, probably on your agenda for the next meeting, whenever that's going to be, you need to do the figure out a panel for writing the CE course, and you guys need to determine what the CE course requirements are going to be. Is it going to be a 3-hour mandatory, 2 3-hour mandatories, and what's the content today? So that's something for you guys to think about prior to the next meeting.
Well, Kelly, we always like your input on where the complaints are coming in.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say once again, agency, disclosure, dual agency.
Some things never change.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't even know what to say. Those are definitely the biggest issues.
Mhm.
No, and I don't even know if it's possible. I almost feel like, and I'm just throwing it out because I don't know what the law allows. I almost feel like brokers need a different mandatory than salespersons because they just aren't getting the fact that they are 100% liable for their salespersons. How many responses I'm getting, you know, to complaints saying, oh, I don't know, you know, they didn't give me the file, so I don't know. Well, it's your responsibility to, you know, I mean, brokers don't even understand that they're supposed to have a representation agreement in place for every single person client they are representing, because the clients are theirs, not the salesperson's. And that is something that these brokers are not understanding. They don't even know who their salespersons are representing when in fact the broker is the one representing them. So just food for thought.
Some things never change.
Yeah.
I've even had brokers comment when I was looking for an agent, calling that particular office, and the broker says to me, am I holding that person's license? So some of them don't even know if they have a license or not.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so one of the things too I want to bring up and keep in the back of your mind, I have not forgotten the team. We really have to work on that, you know, regarding that. It's been on the back shelf here, but we've got to bring it up again. All right, so I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, all of you, for attending.
Thank you.
Bye,
Great
everybody.
summer, everybody.
Kelly, best to
Thank
you. We'll miss you.
you.
Kelly.
Thank you.
I know you guys won't
See you
see Kelly
sometime.
again. Oh, look at her face. Stop that. I told her I'm gonna chain her up in the basement of this building. Let's vote for that. Say aye.
Aye.
You guys are going to be in great hands with Jill, I promise
We
you.
know.
Yeah.
Joey, again, we
Terrific.
look forward to working with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We will miss you, Kelly.
Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you.
yeah.
I'll miss you guys, but not enough to stay.
Thanks.
Where's the love?
Yeah, right? These are weird times. I'm sorry I won't see you guys in person, but best of luck to you guys as well.
Big hugs,
Thank you.
Kelly.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank all of you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Lauren.
You're welcome. Thank you, Paulette.
Yes, thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
See you, Linda. Ted, Ben.
Bye.
Bye, Paula. Have a good summer, everybody.
Hey, yeah.
You too. Bye-bye.